Smart Alec Show podcast.
Smart Alec Show, baby!
Like for the longest amount of time, Goldman Sachs did not deal with regular people, like at all. But I think they realized, okay, with the way the world is changing, like the world is going digital. If I need to trade something, I don't need to call my financial advisor at Goldman. I just go on my Robinhood app, my Webull, etc. Which is why they were kind of forced to like establish that markets platform for like regular people to kind of like deal with and know the name. So I feel like it's a similar theme between different companies.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro, that they're going more directly to the people like in this new digital age, man. I feel like that's more like the democratization of financial literacy, you know what I mean? Like there's not as many barriers anymore between like people being able to learn what they need to do with their money, and that's what I'm all about, bro. I'm hyped to see it, man. What do you think we need to do, man, in terms of that? Like, you know, pushing more financial literacy, because you and me are both minority men, you know, working in the business space. What do we need to do, bro, like to really push for that more within our races, man, and like make sure people, you know, are taken care of and you know, can do better in terms of their finances, man?
Yeah, I think, and excuse me if like my heater's making a lot of noise right now. It's starting to kind of like warm up.
I can't even hear it, bro.
Okay.
You good? No, you're good, bro.
I'd say honestly, like you said, it all comes down to knowledge, and I think, which is what I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and that it's all becoming so public. Like you go on somebody's TikTok and they're explaining, oh, here's what to do when you buy a house. Don't fall for this trap, etc. Mm-hmm. And I think within our own kind of communities, it's important that like once we, you know, understand it a bit better and we're at positions where we can have effect, that we're passing that on to the entire community, whether that be the youth. Like one of my big goals is to open up a school, like myself, back in Haiti as well, but where I can kind of like teach those basic understandings. Because that's really all where it comes from. It's all like the knowledge is not new, but like you mentioned, the access to it has always been limited. And I think as the years progress, the access is becoming more and more available due to, you know, the internet, etc. So I think it's ensuring that like, you know, different people are aware of here's what to do. Like I know, like even with like my investments, a lot of my friends, I was like, whoa, like you're 20, you don't have like an investment account. Like you don't need a lot of money to start this up. So like even if it's like taking that on to us personally, where I can be like, hey, like open it up, I'll teach you, like, you know, here's how to work it. Here, you can have like your recurrent investments, so that over time we all as a whole can kind of like build our wealth and pass that on to like your future generations and make things better. But I do think it's ultimately all just education and making sure we're all playing that role where whatever we know, we're not just keeping that to ourselves.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No, bro, that's huge. Like you said, just giving back and not keeping it to yourself, bro. Mad respect that you want to open up a school, man. Like that's something I think needs to happen, bro, in terms of like education reform. My thought is like, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too. It's like, why does someone have to major in accounting or finance or something business related to really understand financial literacy? Like there's no reason why you can't learn a lot of these basic fundamental concepts like at the high school level, you know what I mean? And that would like just like a little class on like, you know, personal finances or taxes or how accounting works, like something like that, just one little class could make a huge difference in a huge portion of the population's, you know, spending habits and financial literacy. So like my thought is like, why aren't we doing that? You know, so if you could start a school and implement that like at an early age, like that'd be like crazy monumental to, I feel like an entire nation's or economy's, you know, well-being, don't you think?
No, 100%. And I feel the exact same way. Because I think looking back, obviously a lot of the core classes we take, whether it be in elementary, middle school, or high school, they're all important. But what's lacking a lot of the times is those adult skills and the adult knowledge you're actually going to need. I know like I was fortunate enough that in high school, I think my junior year, I got to take one of those classes where we had a professor and she basically walked us through like, okay, guys, like mortgages, like financing, things like that. But that was like in a class where only like 5 or 6 students were in it. I think things like that do need to be incorporated into like just a general kind of education system, like you mentioned. I fully support that. And I think the earlier you get people started, like the more they know. Like I have an 11-year-old sister who talks about stocks. And like I love seeing that because like,
wow, bro, how'd you get her on that? She get that from you or what? Like,
bro, like I'm hooked. Yeah. So like I honestly be telling her, like I'll be like, hey July, do you know what this means? Like, do you know what it means to own a share? Like just little things like that. And she just picks it up, and it's so nice to see because you realize none of this stuff is difficult to learn. It's just like, it's just, you know it or you don't. If you have someone willing and able to like put you onto it, you pick it up pretty rapidly. Like there's no reasons why it should be kind of limited, like you mentioned, behind like a major, or you need to go to a university to understand how money operates. I think just globally, it's important to kind of just like teach the youth as they're getting older.
No doubt, bro. That's wild. Your sister's 11. She's already talking about it, bro. What does she tell you she wants to be when she grows up? Like investment banker? Or what
Hell no. We're keeping her away from that lifestyle.
It's a wild lifestyle, bro.
Honestly, like right now, she's been saying, it changes every couple months. I think right now she's saying she wants to be an actress, which I'm super supportive of. Because I think my thing is, because I'm big with my family, bro. Like the reason I'm doing a lot of the stuff I'm doing too is so I can make sure like they're good.
They're good.
I think, I always grew up seeing my mom working 2-3 jobs, and like I never wanted, like, and I feel like by that I was kind of limited to what I wanted to do as well. So I always wanted to make sure that, like, for example, my sister, like whatever she wants to do, like I'm able to really like just provide the resources for her to accomplish that. And I don't want her to limit her to like, oh, go work that finance job, go work that medical job. It's just whatever your passion is and what you like truly love. Like that's what I want you to do. And that's why I want to make sure like we have that financial freedom as I get older, that she's able to like pursue and achieve that too.
Yeah, dude, no, I think that's huge, man. Like having the financial freedom from somewhere to be able to like pursue your passions, right? And that's so dope that you're working in something you're passionate about. Like you're passionate about financial literacy. You're passionate about stocks. Like you live and breathe this stuff. So it's like you're doing something you love. Like maybe not every single, monotonous task of the job or detail of the job is something you love, but overall, like broad spectrum, like you love finance, it's tied into your life's goals. So that's what's up, bro. I feel like a lot more people need to dig into like, what do I really like? What do I really want to do? Because it really pains me. I totally get it, because I'm like you, right? Like my family hasn't always like had it easy, you know what I mean? And like seeing your mom struggle or your parents, your family at times, it's like you want to do something that's going to first make sure you have financial stability. But at the same time, I always hate when it's like someone who could have gone into something else and been really good at it, and they could have been happier. They go into something they don't like.
Yeah.
They hate, and they like, just for $1, and it's like they hate their life, bro. And it's like, that makes me sad, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I don't know the answer, bro. I don't know the answer. It's just like there has to be a balance, right, between like what you want to do for yourself and like what, like extrinsic and intrinsic motivators. Like what do I do for status and money versus what I do that actually makes me happy, that I'm good at it, that I feel like greater, like the joy is in doing it. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, I feel like more people are moving in that direction. So we'll see where society goes, bro.
Don't be such a smart Alec.